Welcome, beloved beings of light. Welcome to the first moment of the best of your life by way of Ascension Live. And I am your host and the part of you who is Astarius Miraculi. Thank you for presencing with me on this wonderful day. The subject for today is Solstice full moon, because we have this merging of the frequency of summer solstice, or that is solstice new moon, excuse me. So we have solstice and the new moon harmonically converging, and so we have a tremendous amount of power available to us. Be aware that Ascension Live is offered on Instagram every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's offered on Facebook every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I have more than 650 videos that are featured across the three platforms of YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And it is one of the ways in which I give my offerings unto the world. I feel very grateful that a lot of people are being touched by these creations. I'm so honored that there is now more than 2.7 million views across the platforms of Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So be sure and take advantage of all of those messages that are available to you. I'm also an intuitive astrologer and sound healer, and am available for private sessions. You'll find my phone number connected to this video, as well as my website. And so if you feel moved to do some one-on-one work, then that is glorious. I would love to support your expansion and your empowerment. I also am so grateful for all of you who've been offering your donations. I give a lot, and I love giving, and I also know the importance of putting myself in receivership. And so I thank you for your donations. I receive donations via Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, as well as a donation button on my website. So thank you so much for playing in the field of win-win and showing your appreciation for the creations that I offer. I appreciate you. And so we are in this resonance of new moon, and solar eclipse was the solstice, of course, summer solstice, which is connected to the eclipse, where the sun has now entered into Cancer. And one of the amazingly significant things about the summer solstice is that the length of the days and the nights, the day and the night, is equal in length, exactly equal. And so we have an equality of frequency associated with light and dark, associated with light and shadow. So when we are in this resonance of the summer solstice, it's about up-leveling the appreciation for the light and the dark. The day and the night are equal in length, and that is a message unto us that we are empowered by virtue of allowing our appreciation for day and night to be equal. Our power lies in having equality of appreciation. We could also see that relative to the things that are happening in the world. Of course, most of us favor the light, the beauty, the good things, the things that feel really wonderful. And yet the contrast of the darkness, the negativity, is something that can also be a catalyst for our betterment. Because when we see the contrast of the negativity, we are really brought into an awareness of what we absolutely don't want. And then we become that much more passionate about what it is that we really do want. So even as we look at the turbulence within the world, let's do whatever we can do to have equality of appreciation. And I'm not saying that we have to prefer darkness or prefer negativity, but we're talking about having equal appreciation. When we look at the deeper meaning of appreciation, on one hand, it's like, okay, we appreciate something, we allow ourselves to feel good about something. But the other definition of appreciation is that there's an up-leveling of value when we are in appreciation. Just like we purchase a house for X amount of money, and then over time, the value of that house appreciates. So after we initially bought it, now it's worth even more. And so when we have equality of appreciation, when we can appreciate not only the light and the beauty and the benevolence and the love and the joy, we can appreciate even the trials and tribulations. Again, appreciate, not prefer, but appreciate, meaning you or we allow it its right of temporary existence. If I am in that mode of being in the appreciation for the challenges of my life, and I'm appreciating them based upon the fact that in that appreciation, I'm going to learn all that those trials or challenges have to teach. And in learning all that they have to teach, I am empowered to a greater extent, and they also outlive their usefulness. They move out of the way. They make room for something else of greater brilliance. So when we can appreciate even the difficulties of life, appreciate the fact that they're meant to be a catalyst for our empowerment. They're meant to be a catalyst for the betterment of our soul, of our mind, of our heart, of our total being, because we are meant to be empowered by everything. One of the things that we can also do is, in this appreciation experience, as we appreciate, we want to look for what are the advantages within the adversity. So as we move through the world, we're going to see a lot of masks. A lot of us are wearing masks. Maybe the greater majority of us are wearing masks. And I get that there's something significant to that relative to the protection of oneself. But then there's other things that at play too. You know, there are some malicious intentions behind the wearing of the mask. And some of them is just connected with a huge thought form that wants us to be in a place of separation. You know, social distancing. It has its place, and it can facilitate slowing down the escalation of this virus, and yet there's something else behind it that's not so healthy for us, and that is the wedge that is driven between us to trigger a sense of separation, where we're feeling separate from each other when we are in reality many facets of one great being. So even as we engage in these protocols, and these protocols do have their place, but we want to make sure that we're bringing consciousness to it. We're bringing an element of appreciation, the up-leveling of the value of this experience that we're having. You know, just the other day I was thinking about how much fear I see behind the mask. And there is, I mean, a lot of people in our world are very terrified right now. And so the Most High said to me that every time I see someone wearing a mask, rather than seeing them from a place of the affirmation of the fear that might be behind that mask, to instead hold the intention for the up-leveling of their being, for the absolute faith, for the absolute courage, you know, for that absolute something that is transcendent beyond all fear, and that's something that is invincible, invisible, and invulnerable within them. And that's something within them that remains so connected at the heart level that even while wearing the mask and honoring that protocol, there's still this bursting forth of the frequency of love, and this sending forth of thought forms of saying, I'm loving you from over here. Feel my vibration. Yes, I'm wearing this mask, but feel my vibration. Feel my affirmation of the fact that we are one. Feel my affirmation of the fact that we're going to continue to perpetuate the oneness in which we share, so that we don't become debilitated by the wearing of the mask. And also making sure that, you know, whenever you can, take that mask off, you know, if you're not around people, because the more oxygen you bring into your body, the more oxygenated the brain cells are, the sharper the mind is. You know, and also there can be a tendency to breathe your own carbon monoxide. Some of the unhealthy stuff that you exhale is then breathed back in through the inhalation. Again, I'm not saying that there isn't some appropriateness to these protocols. I am saying that we can be of a consciousness that we don't allow ourselves to be harmed by these protocols. You know, that we don't allow the protocol of social distancing to cause us to be afraid of our fellow expressions of life and self. That we honor those protocols, but simultaneously we remember the oneness of the wholeness that we share in the family of life. You know, in that I am, which is the name that we all share in the family of life. So maybe you might want to do a similar exercise whenever you see someone, you know, behind the mask, or expressing fear, because sometimes there's a verbalization of fear. Sometimes that fear is expressed through the media. And when we see that, rather than being upset because they're delivering information in a fear-provoking way, let's hold the intention for a higher resonance. Let's envision that they are evolving to a higher place. That those of the media, that those of government are being accelerated in evolvement and accelerated in the vibration of love, accelerated in the vibration of compassion. You see, we want to see this higher resonance for them, so that as we see the craziness and the turbulence that exists within the world, rather than seeing it and being an affirmation of it and then therefore becoming an accessory to the expansion of it, we see something different instead. We see a higher vision. We make a greater deposit within the soul bank of the individual, or the soul bank of the government, or the soul bank of the media or the world. Let's use the power of our imagination. When we imagine something, it's not just an idle and fanciful visioning of something. Everything that we imagine exists as an intangible cellular reality inside of us. So here we are in this, getting ready to experience this solar eclipse, as well as the summer solstice. So again, summer solstice, day and night equal in length. So we're having an opportunity to up-level our appreciation for even the darkness. There is a blessedness that exists within darkness. We can look at the creation story where it says, so God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, said, let there be light, and there was light. You see, what is it to move upon the face of the waters? It is to move upon the face of our emotional body. You see, and the darkness, darkness was upon the face of the deep. So when we look at darkness, yes, in some instances it can represent the underworld and negativity, but then there's an up-leveled resonance of darkness. And it is that sacred void out of which all of the light emerges. That sacred void out of which all things are created. See, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, said, let there be light, and there was light. See, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Not that the earth didn't exist, but the earth was without form. It was in the formless state of manifestation. Just like the overall solution to all of the crisis that we're experiencing in the world is a formless reality in the womb of creation, in the womb of your soul, in the womb of my soul. So right now, beloved, let's begin to be in emotional relationship with the absolute solution to the problems of our world. Let's allow ourselves to feel, see, sense, know, imagine that time down the road in the future where the world is a place of pristine peace, where there is so much equality that we live within a peopleocracy, where the people are the government, and there doesn't have to be a few that's running things. And even when there is yet that experience of a small number of people being governmental heads, let's envision that they are of evolvement, of benevolence, of love and honor, and would never ill-treat another being. That they not only have their own back, but they have the back of the whole world. All of these are realities that do in fact exist. Yes, in the outward sense, they may have yet to come into manifestation. But in the formless state of femifestation, every blessing that we seek already is. And we each have a cellular counterpart of every blessing that will ever come to be within the womb of our soul. Yes, we are pregnant with every blessing that will ever come to be. They are embryos within our soul, though human eyes have yet to see. So we want to see with the eye of mind and heart into infinite realms of the great unseen, choosing wonderful feelings without concrete reasons, and all the riches of the kingdom are then ours to redeem. The great femifestation, the womb of creation, the primordial cause of all manifestations. Feel the resonance of the solution to the world crisis. Take that cellular memory within you that represents the full bloom of the solution, the full bloom of the healing within the world, the full bloom of the healing of all racial unrest and injustices, the full bloom of the resolution of legalized gangsterism and bureaucratic bullying. All those things exist as reality even now. We are biological living libraries, each one of us, containing all of the knowledge, all of the realities, all of the circumstances, occurrences that are, were, or ever will be. We have a cell within us for every man, woman, and child, every angel and ascended master, every ocean, mountain, and stream, every mineral, plant, and animal, every elemental star and galaxy. For we are the master soul who is the microcosmic container of the macrocosmic all that is. See, even when we see others being in negativity, we have a cell within us that represents the entirety of their soul and their soul adventure. What if we were to reach forward into the future when they were in their most exalted expression of selfhood, and we allow the cellular memory within us that represents their pristine being to begin to play in the player of our heart and our mind and our vision? We will then be offering an affirmation for their betterment. And that which we offer for the drop, we offer for the ocean, we offer for our own self. There's so many things that we can do just within the inner sanctum of our being, just based upon how it is that we choose to see things. You know, see the reality that you want. Don't bemoan about the things that are there that you don't want. If you bemoan that thing, then you're breathing life force into it. You're giving it even more energy. So I thank you, beloved, for remembering who you are. I thank you for being of the presence of mind and heart to have the world's back, to have every being's back. I thank you for having the presence of mind and heart to look for the greater advantages within the adversities of the expression of different beings. I thank you for believing in the possibility of their redemption. I thank you for believing in the possibility of the redemption of our government and world governments. Thank you for believing in the possibility of the redemption of your own self, that you can transcend every negative thing. Thank you for remembering that you're infinitely worthy of and welcome to all of the love that the universe could possibly offer. Thank you for using the power of your visualization to see our world as healed, to see our world as filled with brotherhood and sisterhood and love and compassion. Thank you for having the presence of mind and heart to lay your head in the lap of the certainty of the eternal resonance of your being, that you are eternal, that I am eternal, that every being is eternal, that we will never cease to be, no matter how many bodies we lay down. We are not the body. The body is a vehicle that we ride around in to navigate the physical plane. Who we are as spirit, as being, is co-eternal with God and will never cease to be. Thank you for the presence of mind and heart that you have to know that the days are numbered regarding viruses, dis-ease, all inequalities within the whole world, all treachery within the world, all of those things. Days are numbered. They will never stand the test of eternity as we will. Thank you for finding comfort in that. Thank you for being of the resonance of faith, which is one of the most powerful medicines for immunity. Thank you for not allowing yourself to be hijacked and molested by fear. For fear is one of the most debilitating things to immunity. Thank you for using the negativity of life as fertilizer and following the example of the soil, who never complained when the fertilizer was dumped upon it. The fertilizer, aka, it's shadoodle. That's what it is. It is sacred shit. But the soil never complained. The soil went into the wisdom of alchemy, and the soil yielded a richer crop. Not so much in spite of the waste, but because of the waste. So let it be that you, beloved, yield a richer crop of your life experiences. Not so much in spite of the difficulties, but because of them. Be empowered by everything. Let there be God, capstone of your soul. Unfailing spirit, fulfill your goals. Let there be power in the word of your mouth. You conquer with faith, dissolve fear and doubt. Let there be wisdom as the fuel of your knowledge. Let it be ablaze within your heart. You must be consistent in the game of life, that wisdom may finish what knowledge did start. Let there be love in the work of your hand. Your life is a blessing unto God and man and woman. Let there be peace as the wings of your mind. O sun of serenity, around you shine. Let there be joy of truth bubbling in your soul. O dissolver of sadness, come, make you whole. Let there be abundance raining down upon thee. Your life be enriched with prosperity. And there is the fulfillment of let there be, for life will always give you but as far as you can see. Let there be. Let there be. Let there be. And there is, and there was, and there ever shall be. I am the oneness of love, I realize that love is omniactive, ever expanding, and co-eternal with God. Co-eternal with God. Love is omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. There is no spot where love is not. Love is the sweet spot of the universe, the eye of the storm. It is the sacred pause, the stillness in slow motion at the very heart of life's turbulent trials. The eye of the storm is that center place of exquisite calm, and is thus named because it is shaped like an eye. So I will see with the eye of love into the central core, where all beings are uncontaminatable and unassaulted. My soul is the vessel for the journey of love upon the ocean of forever. Unveiling the key to the mastery of my being, I am that I am the oneness of love. Hand in hand and heart in heart with love, I live, move, and have my being in the central core, where I am invincible, invisible, and invulnerable from all dis-ease, viruses, and difficulties of life. I am that I am the oneness of love. I let love me. I let love love me. I let love love me. And the floodgates of love flow like waterfalls from heaven through the vessel of my soul. I allow love to have its way with me, and I realize that there is one great ocean of love, and it is not compartmentalized as my love, your love, his love, or her love. I am that I am the oneness of love. There is only one life in which we all share, and only one love through which we all care. Only one being in all that we're seeing. A slumbering giant is what we are freeing. We all drink from and express within the great ocean of love, based upon our evolvement and the mastery of our being. The ocean of life is one infinite being expressed as a multitude of personal waves. Love is like a mountain with no measurement of its height, an ever-rising monument that grows beyond all skies. Love is the great antidote for all of life's ills, a healing ray that's sent from God, dissolving pain and strife. I am that I am the oneness of love. I pre-memorate the ascended future, where love is having its way with all, and everyone surrenders to love, and normal is the great above. I am that I am the oneness of love. Love is a river that I have been carried by, bathed in, and filled with until ecstasy poured from my heart like a mighty waterfall, blessing everything around me and everyone around me. I am so in love with me. Love is galloping ecstasy with wings that fly away with me. Love takes me by delicious surprise with every breath that the universe breathes through me. Oh, love, how you touch my soul, bonding eternal as we unfold. You gave my heart without a doubt something new to throb about. I shower with the wine of compassion and bathe in the holy waters of ecstatic love. The ring of my bond with love is the circle of eternity which has no ending. We are the microcosm of the celestial marriage of God, Goddess, the macrocosm. One love, one life, one being is who I am. Within the temple of heaven's house, I do take love to be my spouse. Within the temple of heaven's house, I do take love to be my spouse. Within the temple of heaven's house, I do take love to be my spouse. Within the temple of heaven's house, I do take love to be my spouse. I'm going to play some didgeridoo for the purpose of bringing about a balancing and an up-leveling of the energetics of the solar eclipse as well as summer solstice that are happening, you know, not even a day apart. They're happening basically within the same day. And coming up tomorrow. So receive the didgeridoo. And also, oh my God, receive a counterpart of my soul. I'm so sacredly drunk right now off of this beautiful frequency of my sense of oneness with the God-Goddess essence within me. And I give a counterpart of that to you. So receive even more through this, my didgeridoo. For I am the didgeridoo. Not to be confused with the didgeridoo. They tried to call me that one time, and I said, no, if you got any kind of didgeridoo name for me, I'm the didgeridoo. I love you so much. Yeah, man. Yeah, mama. Good. Juicy Mac Sweet. Oh, so maybe we have a little time to bring on a beloved or two. So if you're feeling like you want to jump on live with me, then go ahead and do so. Because I know that we probably have another 12, 13 minutes before Instagram begins to time out. So if you're wanting to jump in with me, then you definitely want to go ahead and put that request in. Let's see what we got here. Okay. See. Okay, here we go. How about it? Me. Okay, I invited them. Let's see. Okay, we're waiting for someone. Oh my God, what a wonderful transmission. I set my own self on fire, you know. One needs to be able to turn them on, their own self on, It's like, do you turn yourself on? Do you, can you think about you and get weak in the knees? Let's see. Okay, so still waiting, but okay, so we're not getting, let me see what else we can do here. Go here. All right. Now I keep turning my head to the side because the text is going up and down. And so in order to read it, I got to cock my head, But that's all right, too. Okay, so if I don't get a request to bring someone on, I'm going to go ahead and bring this transmission to a close. But I'm just sensing that there's somebody that wants to jump in on this experience with me. And I would love to have that kind of sharing. Okay. Oh, I see something. Let's see if this will come through. Okay. And okay. Who's coming? Who's coming? Is anybody coming? Okay. Sometimes it takes a minute, but that's all right. I'm in my blissful ride, no matter what. Okay. My bliss is my own. Your bliss is your own too. Okay. So maybe you're just gonna get the best of me today. Maybe we won't get another beloved to come in. Oh, but okay, we have one more. Okay, let's see about this. Okay, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. I think sometimes someone accidentally hits a certain button that says they want to come on and then don't actually come on. I pray that you receive that transmission with fullness of heart, because, oh my goddess, it was a little extra something that came in, with that. And it's really beautiful. I'm so grateful to God, Goddess Absolute, for using me as a vessel, this human being, this individualization of being called Astarius Miracula. I'm so grateful how the Most High uses me to bring forth messages. And so once again, the live on Instagram is every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, every Monday on Facebook at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Be sure and go to my website, astarius.com. I have a great number of musical albums and a couple of books there. And I thank you so much for partaking of my creations. And if you're feeling moved and blessed by that which I give, thank you so much for giving something back. I really do appreciate that. I love that. Okay, this is my last shot at who's trying to get in here. And let's see. Here. And okay, so yeah, thank you for your donations. And I have a donation button on my website, you know, and I also take donations via PayPal, via Venmo, and okay, we finally have somebody. Oh my God, it seems like I've been having to beg the beloveds to get on. Are you able to position your yourself so I can, so you're, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Now I can see her.
Hello,
Well, peace and
Osiris.
blessings. What's your name, beloved?
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. Okay, so Mary Jane, what is it that has prompted you to come in on this live with me?
Oh, I've just been wanting to connect with you through a live. And so having this opportunity to actually connect with you and actually hear the tonality come out of you speaking to me is just blissful.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I'm glad you got. Now, had you tried to get on before?
No, it's the first time. And I
But
knew today
but
was
you
the
have the
day.
desire in your heart.
Yes.
Okay. Well, isn't it wonderful that that desire of your heart is in this now moment fulfilled? Really celebrate the love that you feel for you that created the reality of this moment. Because not only is it the blessedness that you're able to be here and share with me, it's also the blessedness of the frequency that you offer that will be an amazing blessing for many beloveds who are tuned in. So like right now, in this now moment, you're giving somebody's heart something extra to throb about. Did you know that?
I can feel that.
Beautiful. So tell me something, what is the way in which you bless life? What is one of the greatest offerings of blessing that you give to life?
I'm a breathwork facilitator. So through reminding people to connect with their breath, that's what I offer. And through that, there is a wonderful exchange that takes place between myself as a facilitator and the person that I'm giving the session to. There's a beautiful exchange that takes place.
That's wonderful. Now, is it rebirthing breath or holotropic breathing? What is? Oh, it's rebirthing.
Yeah. Rebirthing breath through the summer healing, which is the guys that brought you down to Melbourne, Australia.
Well, were you there when I came to Australia?
Sadly not. Sadly not.
Okay. Yeah. Well, when you see Amy Brax, are you? I'm sure you know her. Yeah.
I do. She's my breathwork teacher. I do.
Right. Well, you give her a hug for me because she got me to Australia. I've been playing the didgeridoo for 22 years before I finally made it to Australia. And it was based upon Amy. She reached out and said, well, what would it take for us to get you to Australia? And I told her what it would take. She didn't bat an eye. She said, it's a done deal. And there, well, I was there for about 10 days. It was wonderful.
Amazing.
Did you by any chance see the videos of me doing the didgeridoo healing with the people that were floating in the ocean?
Yes. Yeah. And I commented on that.
Okay. All right. Beautiful.
I did.
So how about helping people to understand a little bit about the rebirthing? Like what does that do? I mean, I know what it does, and I've had the experience, and it's profound. But if someone was to consider doing breath work with you, what are the possible experiences that they would have?
Ooh, connecting with, sometimes it could be a case of connecting with your ancestors. It could be a case of working through the trauma that is stored in your body memory. So often as children, we hold on to limiting beliefs and we store that in our body. And so the ability to actually connect with that through the breath. simply through observations, you're not actually having to connect directly to the trauma, is enough to actually release that trauma.
Yeah.
So that's what rebirthing breathwork has to offer.
Well, the thing that I most love about rebirthing is how it taps into the emotional body and triggers, for me it did anyway, a tremendous unleashing of feelings, and I'm very safe in my feelings. My vulnerability is one of my most profound allies, because I know that my feeling essence is rooted within my being. And I know that I experience God through my feelings much more so than through my mind. I might be able to use the mind and language to articulate about the experience, but the experience goes down at a feeling level. And so I love the way in which the rebirthing for me pulled out the resonance of the feelings for me. And interesting thing, I do a lot of meditating when I drive. And many years ago, with my once upon a wife, but she was my wife at that time. We're driving on the highway, and I'm driving, and I'm rebirthing myself as we're going down the highway, and I'm sobbing. I got it going on, but I'm behind the wheel, but I'm safe because I know how to do that. And it was so funny because she looked at me. She said, "Excuse me, I do not appreciate you rebirthing yourself while you're driving this car." And so, in honor, in honor of her, I stopped. It was so juicy and wonderful. But see, and I don't suggest that for others, but I can do all kind of meditations and all kind of things. Like the car is my rolling temple. And so, that's how deep my relationship was with rebirthing, that I could do it behind the wheel of a car, going 70 miles per hour down the road.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was wonderful though.
The idea is that you can get into connected breath. Like right now, I can be in connected breath. So bringing that level of awareness to your breath is just enough to actually have that blissful state and live in that and be in that all day, every day, not just when you're actually sitting through a session. So hearing that you're able to actually be behind, the wheel of a car is phenomenal.
So tell me something, and also, please give me your name once more. I want to lock it in. It's
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. Okay. Because I get in spirit, and sometimes my left brain leaves the building, but I'm going to lock it in now. Mary Jane. What is the most profound thing that you've received through my work?
The connection with self and connection to this reminder that you're connected to yourself and connected to everything around you. Connection, love, bliss. I find it's 11 a.m. here, that the 11 a.m. sessions just to be very, very centering, very grounding. And I look forward to it every week.
Oh, beautiful. I'm so happy that you join. And I'm going to just share a little bit about what I sense in your energy field, if you're okay with that.
Please go ahead.
One, I pick up that you're an ocean of emotion. You feel everything so deeply. You're very empathic. You pick up other people's vibrations as if they are your own. You've done a lot of maturing in that particular area, because you used to be very sacrificial in your dealings with others, and you're not so much that anymore. But you were constantly sinking your ship to keep them afloat, and it was not a healthy thing for you. And you were constantly saying the unsacred yes. And now you've learned how to say the sacred no. And so, your relationships are a lot healthier, now. It's been a little bit challenging with the male energy, because you've constantly been the CEO of your relationships. You're the CEO, you're the teacher, you're the one that's a little more advanced. But now the way to stop that from happening, in terms of male energy, it's time now to believe in the highest possibilities of male energy that shows up in your life, and don't measure everything by the way that men have let you down in the past, but rather see a new vision, and let what you anticipate and expect be an affirmation of the best that the man God could possibly offer, and go ahead and receive that. Now, this also means that you're going to have to let your inner masculine move over off of the central throne a little bit, because he's been really powerful, okay? And it was because you had this distrust in the male energy out there, that you internally stepped up to be your own man, so to speak. But now you want to let the inner goddess have a greater presence on the throne of your being, and let the inner male move over. He's not going to disappear, but let him move over. Let him not be hogging the center. And there's amazing things that will happen. You're already on you're already on the way to all of that. Everything that I'm saying to you is kind of like affirming some of the things that you've already been getting insight into. So you're getting some confirmation through what it is that I'm saying. And I pray that one day I get an opportunity to actually do a session for you so I can go even deeper. Some things I won't say just, because some things are really private, but these things I think that I've said so far are really great for you, but they're also a great blessing to someone else, who's hearing them as well. Quite a wonderful thing. Now I see a countdown beginning to happen. Blessings to all of the beloveds. Thank you for tuning in. I have something more to say though. So when this stops, do you know how to do a video call?
Do I know how to do a video call?
Yeah, to call me personally. Give me a video personal call.